genius of Chris Ballard has struck again. There are highs and there are lows, but this is an extremely high. And I think you have the specifics of how people might not understand just exactly how good this offseason has been for the Colts.
Yeah, it's been unbelievable. The Colts ended last year, obviously, on a terrible note, getting blown out by the Jaguars and Carson Wentz playing terribly. The idea of Carson Wentz being their long-term solution at quarterback was just a nightmare for Colts management and Colts coaches and, frankly, Colts fans. Everyone knew they wanted to move off of Carson Wentz. They lost a first-round pick in that trade. But it was becoming a tough environment. Like, how do you move off of a guy that everyone knows you want to move off of? So the Colts went into the offseason with Carson Wentz on the roster. They owed him $28 million, a second-round pick, and a third-round pick. Well, guess what? They were able to ship Carson Wentz to Washington, pick up a couple of picks, and then convince Washington to take all of Carson Wentz's salary. That alone was a steal. That was awesome. That's a great job right there. Way to go. Good GM work. That's amazing. But then they just got the deal for Matt Ryan, bringing Matt Ryan into the fold, and only had to give up a third-round pick for him. And because of the Atlanta Falcons and how they set up Matt Ryan's contract, the Colts actually don't have to pay out Ryan's entire salary cap hit this year. So they only have to take a charge of $23 million. So let's recoup here. Let's back this up. So the Colts came into this offseason. Carson Wentz owed him $28 million with only a second and third-round pick. They leave this offseason with Matt Ryan. Huge upgrade over Carson Wentz. Massive upgrade by all means. They only owe Matt Ryan $23 million against the cap. They have a second-round pick, a third-round pick, and they picked up another third-round pick next year because of the trade of Carson Wentz to Washington. What a steal. What an offseason.
That's incredible. And you know what's even better is I think this is a great move because Matt Ryan would thrive in a team like the Colts. They have a great offensive line. They have a couple weapons in the receiving game, but they have an elite top-tier rushing attack. Matt Ryan really hasn't had a great rushing attack since like 2016, maybe. I'm thinking when Devontae Freeman was good. Who's the backup to Freeman who's so good? He is Tevin Coleman, I believe. A huge home run hitter. The 1-2 punch. When you give Matt Ryan a guy like Jonathan Taylor, who's like the rushing title leader of the NFL right now, that's where he thrived the last few times he got a top-tier rushing attack. This is the perfect offense for Matt Ryan to be in. And the Falcons haven't been that offense in a long time. So this is a huge move for the Colts. And this is a big move for Matt Ryan. This is looking more and more like Matt Stafford to the Rams to me. This is like huge playoff contender vibes to me. And when we go into the season a little bit later, maybe this summer, and we're thinking about who we're going to pick to win the Super Bowl this year, I have the Colts on my list as someone to think about. What else you got on this thing?
Yeah, the Matt Stafford comp is obviously easy to see. Veteran quarterback on a flailing franchise moving to a playoff contender. But here's the thing. The Rams gave up 2 first-round picks, a third-round pick, and Jared Goff to get Stafford. I would put Matt Ryan, if you look at their career resumes, before last year, Matt Ryan was considered by universally everybody to be better than Matt Stafford.
Mm-hmm.
He had already took his team to a Super Bowl. Stafford didn't do that before going to the Rams. Won an MVP, multiple Pro Bowls, also the big numbers. And so the Colts got their guy. They got Matt Ryan. They got their Matt Stafford, probably even better, for 1 third-round pick instead of 2 first-round picks and trading away quarterback. This is an unbelievable steal. Like, usually in the NFL, when GMs make deals, like, they have to give up either talent, draft picks, or salary cap. You either got to overpay for players, you got to give up a lot of picks, or you got to, you get less talent. You go for lower talented players. I don't know how the Colts did this. They upgraded at quarterback, so they got more talent. They saved $5 million, so they saved money, and they got another draft pick out of it. It literally shouldn't be physically possible. This is like breaking the laws of NFL GM physics, if there is such a thing. Like, there is no analytics model. You've got all the analytics people in the world trying to figure out how this was possible, and the Colts did it. And great job by Chris Ballard and GM. And if I'm a Colts fan, I am beyond excited right now.